You're being called at this time to take a step back from the situation, to know all the facts before you make any actions, and to not make any actions impulsively. You're being called to take a moment to chill and reflect on whatever it is that's going on in the situation. The universe says you don't have to act right now. Make sure you have all the facts before you begin, before you make your next move. The universe says be in balance, be in complete harmony before you make your next step. To be able to look ahead and know what needs to be done and do it in a harmonious way. The universe says to sit back and let everything come to you and make the steps that you need to take when the divine calls you to do it, when the timing is right. You may kind of feel bored at this time. You may feel like that you're completely disconnected from the situation. You may feel that you don't know which way to turn the situation, which has caused you to become a little nonchalant about the situation. You're feeling a lot of disconnect when it comes to the situation. Perhaps you feel this way because you don't like the situation and how things were going. You feel burdened down and stressed out by the situation. You don't know which way to turn, and it's causing you a little bit of stress at this time. You feel burdened because you don't know how to react to the situation. The divine says to take your time and let those burdens go. Let that stress go. You have a lot of love and compassion for what's going on around you. You care deeply about what the situation is going on, and you feel a lot of emotions when it comes to that situation. You're emotionally invested in the situation and the outcome, which is why it's making it so hard for you to make a call what comes next, which is also making you feel a lot of burden and stress because you do care deeply about the situation. You feel like you're trapped in the situation, that you're a victim of the situation. You don't like what's in front of you. You don't know how to react. So you're stuck in that mentality of why me? Why was this happening to me? This is something that you're very passionate about. Something that you care deeply about. Something that you have a lot of emotional connection to, as mentioned earlier. Something that you love. You have a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, a lot of worry when it comes to this situation. The universe says give that worry over to the divine and trust in the divine that everything's going to be fine, despite your worries and concerns. You're being called at this time to let your inner child be happy. Do what makes your inner child happy. Do what makes you happy. Do what brings success and joy to your life. Because in the end, whatever decision you make, whatever choices that you make, you have to be able to sit with that. You have to be able to be at peace with that. to be happy with that. You're doing what's best for the overall situation. You're doing what's best for you, but also for the overall humanity of the planet. For everyone involved in the situation. You want to take that burden on to make sure everybody's happy in the situation. You want the other people to feel like they're happy in the situation, as well as yourself. You're looking out for everybody that's involved in the situation. You may feel like there's a lot of conflict going on around you. A lot of arguments and disputes, and not knowing which way to turn. It kind of goes back to that fear and anxiety and that stress that we mentioned earlier. You feel a lot of stress because of the situation, because of the arguments and disputes that are going on, because of the situation. You're manifesting the best outcome for the situation. You're manifesting what is best for the situation. You've been manifesting the situation to change. And that situation is changing. Your prayers have been answered. And you're going to get whatever you need to out of the situation. And everything is going to turn out in your favor in the end. You're manifesting that you need stability and security in the situation. You're tired of feeling uncertain. You're tired of having doubts and worries. You're tired of feeling like you're burdened down. You're manifesting the ability to have some security in your life. You know that the divine is protecting you during this time. You know that whatever happens in the situation, it was fated to be this way. It was always destined to be this way. You're willing to give the divine the opportunity to grant you that. To grant you the serenity that you're asking for. The peace that you're asking for. You want to know a little bit of direction of which way to go. You're waiting for the divine to send you a message of how to take the situation, what to do next. You want to be assertive and direct in whatever you do in the next step in the situation. You're waiting for the situation to transform. You're tired of living in that negative energy. You're tired of having those insecurities and doubts. And you trust that what comes next will be a complete transformation in the situation. That things are about to change for the better. You have fantasies of how you want the situation to go. You often find yourself fantasizing of how you want things to go from here. Daydreaming as such of how the outcome is going to be. The universe says to look into those daydreams and fantasies, to look forward to how things are going to be at the end of this. The universe says everything that you're seeking in the situation is yours. Claim it as such. Go for it confidently, knowing whatever outcomes that come out of this is exactly what you're seeking. That it's yours. Things are going to turn out in your favor.